Cammy, welcome to Rangers. Congratulations on your debut tonight. How does that feel?
Thank you very much, mate. I appreciate it. Yeah, super special. I think everyone knows I'm excited to be here. It's obviously a privilege to be representing this football club. Super special walking out there today to play for Rangers. Obviously been here quite a few times on the opposing side with Hearts. So yeah, absolutely loved it, and great to win. I think that was pretty important today, just to be back at home for the fans to come to their first game, of the new season. There's been a lot of change, and yeah, great to win, and yeah, really happy to play my part.
It took you 7 minutes to cause your first ruck in the midfield. A bit disappointing. You're going to try and get that a bit quicker?
That was a bit long, I think. But no, I think obviously they're a good side. They showed that in the first half, and the gaffer obviously made a change to bring another body in midfield, and that's where they were kind of overloading it, and it kind of gave everyone an opportunity to get closer to the ball and put a bit more tackles in. And I think we showed a lot more of what we probably want to be in the second half, because we changed shape and put them under a little bit more pressure. And that's, you've obviously watched me for a while. That's what I like to try and do: disrupt as much as I can, and try to give it to the forward players and let them do the stuff that they can do. And like I say, I loved it, and long may that continue.
Cammy, it's obviously been a huge summer for you with the World Cup, but also a lot of speculation before this move came about. Can you just give us a bit of insight into the sort of discussions that went on with you and the manager? First of all, I think he was trying to persuade you to stay, and then maybe the calls you were making once you found out he was coming here.
Yeah, it was stressful, to be honest. It was hard, obviously, with didn't have much time to kind of reflect on how last season ended, and then straight into the World Cup, which is one of the most special moments of your career. My mum and dad and my girlfriend are over in America supporting you at the World Cup. You never think as a kid you would be lucky enough to kind of be involved in them, so you're trying to enjoy that as much as you can. And I thought it would be a good idea going in there off contract, but it wasn't. It was too stressful. It was hard to kind of enjoy being in the moment, and like I say, being at the World Cup and dealing with all that and all the noise kind of around it. My dad asking me every day what's going on. And yeah, obviously, everyone kind of knows the relationship I have with the gaffer. We're super close. He was so good for me at Hearts. Everyone kind of knows the season we had there last year, and he helped me so much just as a player. So obviously, I was speaking to him, and then when he got the job here, we kind of had contact at the start, but not a whole lot, kind of, because obviously I can imagine when he became the Rangers manager, there was a lot more going on than just me, and you kind of got to remember that. So I was trying not to focus too much on it, and trying, like I say, just enjoy the World Cup. But when the opportunity came, it was one that I thought was too good to pass up. Obviously, being at Rangers is such a massive football club, and that was kind of what happened for me. But like I say, it was pretty stressful. But I'm glad now it's all over.
Obviously, a lot of focus on not just yourself, but Lawrence and obviously the manager coming here as well. The news along the other side of the M8 probably hasn't gone down so well. The fact that Rangers have pinched the 3 Vs from Tynecastle, you've got that trip back through there on the 28th of October. How much is that something that you're thinking about, prepared for? Are you expecting to get a sort of hostile reception when you go back through there for that one?
Oh yeah, listen, I think it's the end of October, isn't it? So I think, I'm not thinking about that yet. I think, honestly, for me, Hearts is such a special football club. It was so good for me and my family. Let me live my dream of coming overseas and playing football, which I'm forever grateful for everything they gave me, the experiences they gave my family coming all the way over from Australia, and I'm forever in debt for the club for honestly absolutely everything they did for me. I understand completely the frustration. That's the life of a fan, of a football fan, if they're taking your manager and a couple of players from obviously an amazing season last year. So I completely understand. If I was a fan, I would probably be the same, and that's part and parcel of football. And it's nothing personal from my end. Like I say, I'm so grateful for that football club. It's such a special place. Last season was amazing. There's so many great people within that place, and I'll be forever grateful for everything they've done for me. And if it is a hostile welcome back to Tynecastle, then like I say, I understand, and I think I'll just have to do my best to relish in that moment.
With that in mind, Cammy, was it a tough decision to make? When you're talking about the stress that you're going through and making a decision, when you're talking about what you had at Hearts, was it a big decision and a tough one to make?
And I think it's a hard decision, of course. Hearts is, like I say, it's such a special place. It's a special football club. There was obviously other things that I had to weigh out with Hearts and Rangers that were, you know, on the table, and they'd been on the table for quite a while. So yeah, it was hard. I think I've never kind of been in that position where I've been off contract and you've got all this stuff to kind of weigh up. And like I go back to, I was at the World Cup and I'm trying to have fun with, you know, my national team, and you've got all that. So of course it was a hard decision. Rangers was one that kind of came a bit later, and it was just one I think everyone knows. I've been in Scotland for quite a while now. I know how big a football club this is. So much history, and to be a Rangers player is super special. Something that, you know, I never thought would happen. So yeah, it was a tough decision, of course, because like I say, Hearts is an amazing club. I really, you know, hold that club close to my heart, and am so grateful for them. But like I say, I think once I did get the opportunity to come here, it's just something I couldn't say no to.
And I know you've obviously had a lot to deal with, but how do you reflect on last season? Obviously you came so close, and then it's been a few months now. Have you had a chance to think about it? How do you reflect on it?
I haven't really. Like I say, I think the game was on the Saturday and I flew out to the World Cup on the Tuesday, so there was no actual time to kind of, then you've got to try and perform well to train and be selected to play there, and I got back and then I was kind of in here a couple of days later, so haven't really. It's one of them. It was, yeah, it's absolutely devastating how it ended for everyone at that place. It was such a special season, obviously following, I think there were people all around the world that, you know, probably hadn't watched much of the Scottish football than supporting Hearts, so it was super special. I don't think, you know, we got what we deserved in the end. I think everyone would probably agree with me in that. But football's cruel sometimes. You've just got to find a way to pick yourself back up and try and put things right when you get the next opportunity. So hopefully we can do that here at Rangers now. But yeah, it was absolutely devastating, and like I said, I don't think we got what we deserved.
Cammy, there's a lot of midfield players at this club, and there's a lot being linked with the club as well. How big a challenge do you think it's going to be to establish yourself as regular as you were playing at Hearts? Yeah,
it's a massive challenge, I think, when you come into a club of this size, you know, with the history of winning. You're expected to, not that at Hearts I expected to play every week, that definitely wasn't the case because there's such good players there as well, but, you know, I think it's normal to be linked with good players that are, you know, costing a lot of money, and I think that's, if you come here and don't expect that, you're probably, you know, not in the right headspace. So I think that's normal. I've never got anywhere in my life without, you know, just fighting as hard as I can and working as hard as I can, and that's what I'll continue to do. I'm obviously fortunate enough to be sitting here in this position today as a Rangers player, and it wasn't easy to get here. And like I say, same as anything, same as going in the national team, it's really hard to get there, but it's harder to kind of stay there and keep performing. So that's something that I pride myself on, my hard work, just every day, treating every training session game like it might be my last. And I'll do that here at Rangers. I'll do everything I can to be the best teammate, the best player I can be, the best person I possibly can be. And there'll definitely be challenges. There's a lot of great midfielders. I've only been here a couple of days training with the boys. But the quality within the squad, which I already knew because I've played against them, is really high. Obviously, with the manager coming in, there's a new way of playing, and yeah, I just hope we can be as successful as we possibly can be. And I think it's healthy competition at the end of the day, and whoever's playing, the boys that aren't will be right behind their teammates.